We welcome you to our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni, presented by Wawa. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. Coach, congratulations on the win against the Jets. Welcome to the bye week. What does the bye week mean to you?
You know, it's an opportunity for us to really dive into some self-scout and just see what's been working for us, what has been working for us, kind of get to the bottom of some of that stuff where you're not all your time's not devoted to an opponent. You're able to kind of work on yourself, and so that will be big for us to be able to come out of that bye week and have some tendency breakers. So you break tendencies and then continue to do what we're doing well and fix what we aren't doing well. And then obviously the time, a little bit of time away from football, so we're ready for this last stretch of the season. I think that's important. Now naturally we're football guys and. Our minds may be, our bodies may be away from the building, but I think what you're going to see is that a lot of us are going to be thinking about football and watching football and stuff like that. And for the players, it's that getting their bodies back. I don't know if they're ever going to feel it's quite as good as they did day one of training camp, but getting their bodies back to as much normal as they can for this last push.
How about for you and your coaching staff? Do you benefit from taking a few days off and just clearing your mind?
I think so. Yeah, I think you need to do that every once in a while. You need to step away, and so you come back and you're fresh and you have good thoughts and everything like that. And so I think that's an important part of it. But again, like I said, we may take a step away, but I know we're gonna be thinking about it, and there are going to be group texts that are talking about like, hey, did you see this play in the Army-Navy game, or did you see this play in the Thursday night game or whatever. So we'll be away, but we'll be thinking and talking about football.
You spoke to reporters on Monday, and it sounds like the injury report is optimistic. Hopeful, I guess, is the right word. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah. We're getting good reports back on guys. And again, we don't ever want to put timetable on a guy, but, we're hopeful for these guys that got bumps and bruises or that have been out that they might be able to be back after the bye week, but we'll see, and it's a good time to have a bye week. We're in need of the bye week. It's been a long, this is a late bye week, and our guys, our bodies are going to rest because of it.
Sunday, Nick reminded us again of the value of the number 2 quarterback, and Gardner came in and played well. And I wonder if you could explain, a guy who came in August, new to a system, only saw some action against Detroit, very limited basis. I'm sure didn't take a bunch of reps in practice. How did you get him up to speed to play in a game and to play so well?
I think first of all, it goes to Gardner and his ability to prepare. Right, he's prepared like he's going to be playing from the time he's gotten in here, and so when you do that, you got no choice but to be ready to play. His preparation led him to that. And then, Brian Johnson's done a good job of helping him get up to speed. And then also, I think we've done a lot, of developmental periods, which I really, really value that, we get those young players that it might not be playing right now, but they could have to play reps so that when their number's called, they're ready to go with our plays and not just running scout team plays. And so, obviously there's the most credit, but of all of that, though, goes to Gardner and how he performed and how he prepared. And him preparing the way he did is why he performed the way he did.
Defensively, 3 touchdowns allowed on the Jets' first 3 possessions, and then the door gets slammed shut. As you watch the tape, how'd that happen?
Yeah, the first one, it started off by a long return, and so you never want to put our defense in that spot right there. But they were, and then they went down and scored obviously there, and then I just think it was a good job by the Jets of their first 15, and they were able to put some points on the board in their first 15, the first 15 plays, and then we kind of settled in, made some adjustments, and went from there. Again, you never want to start a game like that, but it's good to be able to win different ways in the NFL, right? And so it was good to be able to see us on defense make some adjustments, players make the adjustments the coaches were making, and go out there and stone them the rest of the game.
Nick, it's interesting. You're 6-7 now. You overcame a tough start. You've overcome your fair share of injuries. Certainly was not easy at the beginning of the season. How do you feel about what you've accomplished as a team to this point?
Well, obviously, we say we're 6-7. You always want to be better, right? You always want to be, 8-4 or 10-2 or shoot 12-0 or whatever, and 13-0. So, but again, it is a process. It's a process of getting better, a little bit better each day. I think that's what I value, is that I believe this team has gotten a little bit better each day. And even sometimes where it doesn't seem maybe to the outside world that we are, I just feel like the process that this team has and the way that our players go about their business each day, they are in that mode of like, how do I get better each day to put myself in position to be 1-0 each day, and not thinking too far ahead and not thinking too far behind, and just focusing in on the day and being in the present. And so that's where I'm happy that our guys are in that, hey, how do I get better? Because that's just going to continue to let you rise throughout a season and throughout a climb of the season.
When you were hired, Nick, you got asked a million questions about what kind of offense are you going to run and how are you going to do this and how are you going to do that. And you kept saying, I'm going to tailor my scheme to the personnel that we have. And I wonder, as you look back here, how do you feel you've done in that regard?
Yeah, I think you're always evolving and changing to make sure that you're doing the best things for your players. And so, I think that we've definitely changed who we have been and who we are, and to find out what we do the best. And I think what you see is, I don't want to talk about particular plays or anything, but like our style is being together, playing together as a team, being tough and being physical. And so that's the kind of the mentality we have and the identity that we have of, hey, this is who we are, and we're just trying to tailor things around that to allow those things to shine, the togetherness and the toughness and the physicality of the game, and that's what I think we've been doing these last 2 months of the season.
Finally, Nick, last question, probably from anybody for a while for you. Good for you to get a rest. What kind of mentality do you want the players to come back with? I mean, you met with them on Monday. They're out of the NovaCare complex now. They come back next week. What do you want to see from your guys?
Just for them to be refreshed, right, and be ready to go and for this last stretch. But all we got to do is get ready to have that same mindset that we've had of get a little bit better each day and get ready to play Washington football team and be 1-0 that week.
Great stuff. Nick Sirianni, our weekly one-on-one. Thanks so much, Coach. Enjoy the bye week. Our one-on-ones presented by Wawa. Thanks so much, Coach.